Hello students. So in the previous videos we studied two concepts. One was buoyancy. Buoyancy told us that whenever an object is put inside a fluid, it experiences a force in the upward direction. That force was called buoyant force. It was applied by the fluid, and that force which is applied by the fluid depends on the density of the fluid, where the density is equal to mass upon volume. We can use this formula to find density of any kind of substance, not just fluids, solids also. Density of the substance equals to mass of that substance divided by the volume of the substance, the area, the volume that substance occupies. So this density decides the buoyant force of the fluid. Now there was a very famous physicist and mathematician. He gave a law to combine these two concepts, and that law and that scientist, that law was named on the scientist's name, and it was called Archimedes principle. First let me explain what the principle is, and then I'll tell you the definition. Now according to this principle, if we have a fluid, a bucket filled with water, which is a fluid, and if we put an object inside this fluid, object can be put partially inside the fluid or completely inside the fluid. But as soon as we put the object in the fluid, we know that both of these objects will experience an upward force which is given by buoyancy, and this force is called buoyant force. This buoyant force, the strength of this buoyant force, how much force is applied by the fluid, depends on the density of the fluid. Now Archimedes principle stated that when an object is partially or completely immersed in a fluid, it will displace some water. That makes sense. If I go inside the water, I am going to occupy some space, I am going to displace the fluid around me. So these objects also displace the fluid around themselves, and the level of the fluid rises. You can see that. Take a bucket at home, put your hand inside it, you will see there is a rise in the level of the water. Why does it happen? Because your hand is occupying some space inside the water, and that water level rises. So same thing is happening here. Now what Archimedes said, that whatever is the rise of the level, or whatever is the water displaced, the weight of this water displaced is equal to the buoyant force applied by this fluid. The weight of the water displaced by the object, weight of the fluid displaced by the object, is equal to the buoyant force applied by that fluid on the object, and that buoyant force depends on the weight of the water displaced and the density of the fluid, weight of the fluid displaced and the density of the fluid. How can we calculate it? Let me make this diagram again in a slightly different way. Let us take a bucket and we put it inside a tub. The bucket is put inside the tub is empty, the bucket is completely filled with water. It is completely filled with water to the top. Anything you put inside, even the smallest object, the water is going to spill over. So now if we put any object, suppose a ball, a tennis ball, if we put a tennis ball inside the bucket, it is going to occupy some space, it is going to displace some water. What will happen? As soon as the ball enters, the water will start spilling over and it will get accumulated in the tub. Now after this, now we have the water in the tub. Whatever water is displaced by the ball, we have all of that water inside the tub. Now we can remove the bucket. It is of no use to us now. Now this is the water that was displaced by the ball. Now the weight of this water, you weigh this water, and the weight of this water will give you the buoyant force that was applied by the water on the ball. So this was the Archimedes principle. If an object is wholly, completely or partially immersed in the water, it is going to experience some buoyant force, and that buoyant force is equal to the weight of the water, displaced by that object. So this was Archimedes principle. It is a very small principle, easy to understand. Its applications, however, are very important. One of the application, one of the very famous application, you will find it in your book also. The application asks a question. It says that you have two objects. You have an iron nail, very small iron nail, and you have an iron ship, huge ship made up of iron. Put both of them inside the water, put both of them in the sea. Which one will sink? We know from our practical experience that the iron nail is going to sink, the ship is going to float. Why does this happen? This brings us to the principle of flotation. It is not even a principle, it is just a basic concept, and it says that when an object is put inside a fluid, let us say an object, a box, a small wooden box is put inside the water, it might float on the surface, it might sink down, or it might sink down halfway or somewhere and then it will float on that level. Why does that happen? These are the three situations, and these three situations are actually dependent upon the relation between weight of the box and the buoyant force applied by the fluid. Now the weight of the box, weight is mg. This mg will act downwards, and the buoyant force will act upward. Let us call buoyant force as Fb. This is the buoyant force and this is the weight. So weight and buoyant force are in opposite direction to each other. Now three conditions arise. The first case is that weight is greater than the buoyant force. The weight of the object is greater than the buoyant force. What will happen? Object sinks. Easy to understand. Whichever force is greater, the displacement of the object will happen in that direction only. Since mg is greater, so the displacement of this object will happen in the direction of mg, so it will sink. Second case, mg is less than the buoyant force. The buoyant force applied is more than mg, so the displacement of the object will be in the direction of buoyant force, which is upwards. So the object will float. These two are easy to understand. Now third case is the object sinks to a particular distance and then floats. That means it does not sink all the way to the bottom. It sinks to a particular distance and then it starts floating. It is not on the surface, it is not at the bottom, it is somewhere in between. Why does that happen? It happens because when the object is put inside the water, suppose you drop this object inside the water, and at this point mg is greater than the buoyant force. So that is why it is going downward. Now at some point, as the object is going downward, the buoyant force will keep on increasing. Why? Remember, Archimedes principle said, whatever is the water displaced, the weight of the water is equal to the buoyant force. So as it goes down, till it goes completely in the water, it is going to displace more and more water. As it is going down, when it is halfway inside the water, it is going to displace some water. When it is completely inside the water, it is going to displace large amount of water, and hence, because the amount of water displaced is increasing, so its weight will increase, so the buoyant force will increase. So as the object is going down, the buoyant force will increase. Now at some point this buoyant force and weight become equal. Weight does not change, weight remains the same, but the buoyant force is increasing at the object as the object is going inside the fluid. So at some point, when the weight and the buoyant force become equal, that is the point at which the object will become stable. It will neither go downward, it will not sink to the bottom, it will nor come on the surface again, it will stay at that place. So these are the three cases, important cases, and all these three cases come from the concept of Archimedes principle. So Archimedes was the scientist who related all of these buoyancy, density and flotation. He related all of these concepts and gave Archimedes principle. You can find that in the book, and if you have any doubt in understanding that, you can ask me. Now come back to the question. This one, important question. You have seen the video, read it from the book, then give me the answer to this. On the group, post your answers. If an iron nail and an iron ship both are put inside the sea, the ship floats although it is huge, the iron nail sinks although it is very small. Why does that happen? Apply Archimedes principle and give your answers.